Hi, AT from CNC at Home. If you remember, we got this Atomstack P7 portable laser engraver cutter machine, and we did some testing on it and it worked really well. Because it has such a limited range of motion, because it is a smaller machine, it's basically 200 by 200 millimeters, I can only do small projects, so maybe one tile, 4-inch tile at a time. And I would like to be able to put that tile in the same spot. Basically, I want to create a fixture so that when this is zeroed, I can get a tile tucked right into that 0 point. So to do that, I'm going to take a piece of craft plywood, and if you can see here, I've cut it so that it has a notch. And this part sticks out a little further than this. I cut this in the other laser. And what that'll allow me to do is hook this onto the end here. This is notched in so that it'll go around this little neoprene foot. This is what that looks like. So this hooks right on the front, and this hits the thing on the back, and this can be put in the same spot very easily, very repeatable. Then what I will do is I will just write a little program that homes the laser, and then I will just cut it across the x-axis and the y-axis. Essentially that'll just remove a piece out of that, and that will leave me a corner where I can slide material in and be very consistent on where that's placed. Very repeatable. Let's go ahead and get the laser set up on our downdraft filtration or exhaust system. Do a little coating and get this piece cut out. I have the Atomstack kind of crammed in here with the new Jinmitsu Jinsoku LC50 Plus. I didn't want to pull this out just to be able to do this. I want to be able to use both machines, and the Atomstack will operate in here just fine. It's still a little hard to get the camera in a good position to see that. Let me grab that piece of wood that we're going to make our fixture out of and place that in here. So let's place our piece of wood in here. Make sure that it's lined up exactly where we want that. Okay, we've got the machine zeroed in its home position. I'm going to get this focused. Put our focusing plate down. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna watch out this. I'm gonna have to redo this now. My sleeve caught on this end and moved things around. So let's be nice to have better room to work with here, but I'm kind of cramped for room. So we'll set this laser down onto the material and then tighten it up. Pull the focusing template out, and let's rehome the machine. Now I should be able to just do a cut along this way, and then a cut this way. So I'm going to do a little coating here in LightBurn and see if we can get that to work. I wanted to go over how I created my burn within LightBurn. I started with the square or rectangle tool, and I just made a random sized rectangle. Made sure that my aspect was unlocked because I want to key in some values. I'm going to go 165 for the width and 43 for the height. I know that doesn't seem like anything fancy, and it isn't. I'm just going to go ahead and lock my aspect again. I'm going to right-click on my rectangle and convert this to path. What this allows me to do now is come over and in my edit nodes, if I turn that on, I can just hover over this top line and press the letter D. And the same over here on the side, press the letter D. Now I have this L shape that I want to burn for my fixture. And I'm going to put that down in the lower left-hand corner. We can zoom in on that. It is difficult to see because that's right on my 0 horizontal and 0 vertical, which is exactly where I want it to be. Within my burn parameters, I do have a plywood cut-through setting already created for the Atomstack. I'm going to assign that to my layer. We'll take a quick look at that. It's 300 millimeters per minute at 80% power, and it's going to make 3 passes. Typically, 2 passes will cut all the way through the plywood. What I have found is this craft plywood will have some, not really defects, but inconsistencies either in the glue or the type of wood. And sometimes a 3rd pass is needed just to do some final cleanup cutting. So I go ahead and just have that as my default. I have my parameters all set, and that's all there is to it. Let's see how that works on the laser. I'm going to have it do a frame for me real quickly so you can see that it's coming over just past where it needs to go. And it's not going to do a box, it is going to do just a horizontal and vertical slice and cut that off. I'm going to get the exhaust fan turned on. I'll do that now. Keep all the smoke contained. And I'm going to turn on my air assist so that we get a nice clean burn. Alright, air assist on, exhaust fans on, we've done our frame, things look good, we have our parameters set. Let's do the burn. Here we go. Now, you can see a lot of the blue light from the laser bouncing off the bottom of our ventilation system. That means a fair amount of the laser is getting through the plywood, which means it's cutting. That's exactly what we need it and want it to do. I am going to make 3 passes. The plywood isn't always consistent in where the glue is and the way that the wood is set up, and 2 passes gets through 95% or more of where it's cutting. And in that 3rd pass, it will just usually get the little bit extra that it needs to. It looks like that piece is already disconnected. We'll just wait for it to get done and move the laser out of the way and then see if it worked. Now for the moment of truth. Hold this down. Oh, that's exactly what we wanted. This piece came right out. What this does for us is we now have a cutting guide. I can take this and whenever I want that 0 spot, I can put it in place, line it up with the frame of the Atomstack, and I know now this is my 0 point when the whole system is homed. As an example, that'll allow me to take the tiles that we burn and I can set that in place and just push it right up against here. And I can burn whatever I want on that. If I want to do another one, or if I want to do another process after changing something, whatever I need to do, I can get this tile put back in here accurately. Just push it against both edges, and it's in place. So that's going to work really slick. I wanted to quickly give some examples of how this fixture can be used. As we saw earlier, we can take our standard tile and put it in place. If we had several of these business card cases, we could easily or consistently put them in the fixture and have our code set up to always burn in the same spot. If you're spending time doing a business card holder, maybe you'd have some business cards that you'd want to burn. A business card blank. And again, we're always in the same spot, so we can easily burn this. I have a project for our annual Buck Frenzy where I'm going to take these name tags and put the Buck Frenzy logo on there and the year. And to do that, using this fixture will allow me to put the tags consistently in the same spot over and over. Our fixture turned out pretty nicely. Very simply just set it down, hook it on the front here, swing it around so that it's tight here and in the back, and we have our 0, and we have a place to slide objects up and so that they're consistently in the same spot. This was relatively easy to do and should save a lot of time on some projects that I want to do. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy the content of our channel, think about subscribing and enjoy doing your CNC at home projects. Oops.